and welcome to Darvanalee Designs Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed and this is a FlossTube Extra. Today I am going to be reviewing the Dubko frame. So I'm going to show you how I set it up, what I got for my money, and talk a little bit about the extras that I got with it. So let's get started. Okay, so basically I got this a couple of weeks ago, back at the beginning of August, and I've been using it for about a month now. I got it from DubkoFactory.com. It is a Russian company that I purchased it through. They have free shipping for their frames and stands and everything like that. So the one that we're looking at today is the tabletop one. Now I'll just insert a picture in here and you can see that I sit at my workstation in my studio, so this works really perfect for that sort of situation. So I'm actually sitting at like a desk. Okay, so that's why I got this one. And so basically a lady that I'm in a group with on Facebook named Zeb, she done the research and everything on this, and when she posted it, I just fell in love of the design, the way it looked, and thought, well, you know what, she's done all the research, she seems to be happy with it, she had ordered herself one, so I thought I'd jump on and order one as well. And I looked through all their items, and they've got floor stands, they've got sofa stands, they've got tabletops, and they've got different sizes, and there's accessories that you can get as well. So the link is down underneath this video for where you can go and have a look at their website. First and foremost, I'm not affiliated with Dubko at all. This is just my own personal view on these stands, and I must say I am very impressed with the purchase that I've made. So basically what I ordered was as I said, the tabletop one. So you can see that here, that's it standing up. It has really easy access to change the height and all that sort of stuff, and it stores really well. As you can see here, I can fold it down nice and flat. Now I will insert some photos along with, as we go, because it is hard to get a good view of it and everything like that. So I've taken a heap of snapshots of different ways it folds and heights and all that sort of thing as well. And you can see that it's just very easy to maneuver. So that's loose, so this will now move quite freely, but this is locked into place so the actual arm of it won't move, and it's just a point of letting go that release there, and then you can move it to where you want to have it. So you can see how easy that is. So there's no twisting of the knobs or anything on the side to get it tight to sit in place, and you can see there that like you've got to put some pressure on it for it to move, and they just release very easily, as you can see. Alright, so that's basically the releasing of it. Now what I got in the pack was the stand. It came with some knobs and little wooden washers, and I got the added extra of the extension bar so I could use scroll frames and Q-snaps, and I'm going to show you how to set them all up in just a moment. So and these are the extra bits that come with those extension bars, but if I was just to order the tabletop stand, I would just get this item here. Now I have been using this for about 4 weeks now. I ordered it on the 23rd of May and it arrived on the 12th of August. It is handmade, so it takes a little while for them to make it. About, I think the website says 4 to 7 weeks. Mine was done within 6 weeks, and then it was shipped out, and it got to me within just under 4 weeks. From Russia. There was free shipping. Now it the price will depend where you are because of currency conversion and stuff like that. So it is in US dollars. So for me, it ended up costing me $314.72 to get it here. It is an expensive frame, but it is a frame that I will never have to replace. Basically, I have subsequently given away my other frames that I had been trying, lap frames and all that sort of stuff. I've now pretty much given away. I do have one left that I use for display to show dust covers and stuff like that. So that's the only one I've got left. I did hold on, however, to my scroll frames and stuff like that because I can actually use this, and I'll demonstrate how to use that with a Q-snap in just a moment. And it's the same principle for the scroll frames. So basically what I'm going to show you from the overhead view at the moment is how to put your hoop in. And basically I just use these little cheap bamboo hoops. You can get them from most craft stores here in Australia, and I'm assuming that you can get them in places like Joann's and Michael's in the US, and obviously other places. You can get them on eBay and everywhere. They're readily available. So I just use these. They are about 3/4 of an inch roughly, or 1/2 an inch maybe. I'd have to measure that. I'll just grab my little ruler tape measure here, and I'll tell you how wide these ones are. So they are 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so they're a decent size. This one's a 10-inch hoop. So basically all you do is you've got this little knob here that you turn. It's got a little wooden washer, which I'll just show you this angle here. So you've got a little wooden washer there, and you've just got this knob that you turn. It's very easy to turn. You don't have to do it very tight, so it's not going to put any strain on your fingers or on your wrist. So if I undo this, I'll show you what it looks like. So you've got a wooden washer, you've got your little knob, and then this piece of wood comes off, and then you've got a spring loaded bolt in here, and then you've got these two dowels that you can see here, and this piece of wood just goes over like so, and you can see it's got a bit of, it's got the spring there. Then we just put this back on and push that down a little bit and start to tighten our knob there. Now basically when I first started using it, I had the top of my hoop, so my design was here, and this was at the top center. But since I started using it, and it can still go in that way, and it does hold it in place, but I found that this is hitting that bolt there. So basically all I've done is when I load my design, I basically have this off to the side now, and then I can slide that in, and you can see there that goes in so much further. So it's got a better grip, as opposed to with that bolt there. You can see it's only just flush here, like it's not sticking out or anything, but and it grips it nicely, and I'll tighten that up just to show you. And it's holding both rings, so it's not moving, and you can see there that it is holding secure, but you can see it. So it can be used that way, but I have found that I prefer to have my hoop tightener over the screw for the hoop over to the side, and it goes in so much further, and it just seems to have a little bit more it feels a little bit more sturdier to me. And I've just finger tightened that, and you can see there that is in, and it's secure, and it's not moving. I mean, if you put a lot of force on it, yes, it's going to move, but that's just the nature of it. It'll slip out. And basically I also put my excess fabric, I just put over the hoop as well, just to protect it a little bit, so it's folded over and it's the back of the fabric, and basically it just sits in there like that. So that is the hoop part of it, and I find it really easy to then just adjust it to how I want it to sit, and then I can just stitch away. My hands can get under nice and easy. So that makes it nice and easy to just stitch. You can stitch two-handed, one-handed, however you want to do that. And then basically to weave through the back or anything like that, I just release it and bring it upright. And I'll just move the camera and I'll show you how it flips over. Okay, so you just release it, and then it'll come up and it'll just flip over like so, and then you can tighten that up, and then you've got access to the back of your work, and you can do all your weaving and everything that you want to do to hide your threads, and then you can snip them off, and if that's how you end them. And then just to bring it back over, we just release that there, and then we just bring it back over and we can start working again. All right, so that is basically the tabletop with a hoop in a nutshell. But as I said, I got the extension bar so I could use the Q-snap. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to put these arms on and show you how the Q-snap sits on. And you can see that, and it's very easy to adjust it so you can reach where you're stitching from and all the rest of it. So if you're starting in the middle, or you're starting up in your top left hand corner or the bottom corner, wherever you like to start, you can adjust it so you get easy access to it. Okay, right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the extension bars on, and then that way you can see how it sits on. So hopefully this can you can see all this on camera, but I might have to just change the direction on how we do it. All right, so basically all you do is you undo your knob and we take that off. Like so. Then you've got this here that has some holes in it. So basically it goes over and we just push that down. Okay. Now we only have 2 of these washers. So with this one I just use that knob that goes on the top here. Okay. It doesn't have the bolts coming out of it. So the one that screws on the top. Okay. And I just tighten that, finger tighten that, and you can see there that that is sitting nicely. It's not moving or anything like that. Now I've got a 11 inch by 17 inch Q-snap here, so I need to put my arms in the center. If I was using a longer one, I'd put them on the outside, and if I was using a shorter one, I'd put them on the inside. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to attach these arms. So as I said, I have a 11 by 17 inch Q-snap here, and you can see here we've got different holes. Now for me, I don't want to have it right up here, okay, because that's going to make it hard for me to get to the back of my work. So I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to put it into the middle. If I was using a bigger one, I would actually put it to the outside, but I'm going to put it to the middle. So I'll just get one of my wooden washers, and then I'll bring that up through the center one there and make it nice and easy. And then I'm just going to screw that in. Okay, so you can see there's the first arm on. So I'll just move it off camera a little bit. Then I'm just going to repeat with the other one as well. Now I do have these bars down. I have played around with them, and I found that for me, the easiest spot to use that, and I just finger tighten it as well, so I don't make it too tight. So they do have a little bit of movement, but once you start stitching, they don't tend to move too much. So that's just so you can adjust the arms. So basically that's it. That's all I need to do. They're all screwed in, and then I just grab my Q-snap and I just place it on. Okay, so I just bring it out a little bit so you can move those arms a little bit. Okay, and you can see there that I have got access, so you can see my arm going underneath there, and I can come from this side as well. Even if I was starting in the middle, I'd have that access as well. Now I did find that you need to have it a little bit higher than you would with the hoop, so you're not bumping the table as you're putting your hand underneath. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the camera, and then I can show you what's going on with the Q-snap. Okay, so you can see there that it's just sitting off the table just a bit. Okay, you can see that those little hooks here are holding the Q-snap, and it does exactly the same with the scroll frame. Now I did find that a bigger scroll frame, it was a little bit more difficult, so you would probably need a bigger frame, a sofa frame maybe, or even a floor frame. The craftsmanship on this is absolutely beautiful, and we'll go through that a little bit more in a second. But you can see there that that is really easy for me to access underneath. I can lean on it, and it's not going to, my table's actually my mat's a little bit unstable, but you can see here that I can move it and it's not moving around or anything like that. You can easily just flip your Q-snap over to weave through the back, so that's nice and easy. You don't need to worry about flipping it up. I haven't found that I need to have anything to hold this in place. I stitched with this on my Friday night evening last week when I started my winter from Cricket collection, on this, and it didn't give me any grief at all. So I'm really happy with how it looks and whatnot. Excuse the mess in my studio, but you can see there it just holds it nice. That's from the back, and it's just balancing on there. So you could probably get some anti-grip lining, you know, the stuff that you use in your drawers. You could probably put a little bit of anti-grip on your Q-snap there, just to stop it from slipping if you're concerned about it. But I found no issue whatsoever at all when I was stitching on it. I was having a chat. We were doing a Zoom meeting, so I was having a chat. I was laughing. I bumped it. It didn't fall, and I stitched away on it, and I found it a really, really good tool to have, because I don't like holding Q-snaps. As a rule, I don't use Q-snaps very often, but I do have them, and I found that this was perfect for it, and my hand didn't get fatigued either. That was the thing that I was finding with my hoop, and even with my with the Q-snaps, holding them and having to balance them was becoming problematic. So you can see here, this is where I stitch. So that's the chair that I normally sit in. So you can see why I've gone for the tabletop. I just think it was a better investment for me. But in saying that, I'm now also saving up for a sofa one, because it gets quite cold out here in winter. So next winter I'll be able to stitch in the lounge room or in the bedroom even, because it will work on the bed as well. And I'm going to put my Autumn Queen Haid in that. All right, so I'm going to keep the camera at this angle, and I'm just going to take the Q-snap off, and I'm going to show you what it actually looks like, so that gives you a better idea. Okay, so you can see here we've got the arms, and they do move. And if you were only going to use this, I suppose you could spin these around and just have them sitting like that, so you could store it so they weren't sticking out. Just loosen the screws off. And you can see there that you've got that a way of adjusting. So if you had a longer scroll frame or anything, you would bring it out to this little spot here on both ends. You can see it's quite stable, nothing is moving, but these are still loose enough to adjust and nothing falls off. So as I said, you just pop on your Q-snap and away you go. That's simple. So basically that is pretty much it in a nutshell. And to undo that, all you do is undo all the screws, and then it folds down. And for easy storage as well, so you can store it on a shelf or anything, you can collapse it right down. You've got these are all Allen key tighteners, and you can see here how easy that is to adjust. So the one at the back is just slightly tighter, but that's understandable because it's holding all of this, but still just as easy. It's very well balanced as well. Some of you might be wondering whether or not it's balanced or not. It is very well balanced. It's beautifully handmade. You can see there all the curves are smooth. There's no rough edges on it or anything. I do find myself patting it quite a bit. It's, as I said, like you can see there, I just tightened it with my thumb and it was done. So basically it is well balanced. It has got a bit of weight to it, and I'm just going to turn it onto its side so you can see. So this is the underneath. So you can see there that we've got those washers on there with the nuts to tie it. And then underneath here, these little plastic rubber anti-slip feet, because it doesn't slip once it's sitting on my board or anything like that. It's very well balanced. I haven't had it tip or anything like that, even with the weight of the Q-snap on the front. And I've put a scroll frame on it as well, and it hasn't tipped either. These don't touch your table or anything, because there's enough clearance, because you've got these little anti-slip feet on it. You can see the back of the extension arms there. That's all flush. You can't feel them, which is really good. And there's no rough edges on the holes or anything like that. So basically, that's it in a nutshell. I am super, super happy with my purchase. And I'm going to basically also make a little drawstring bag for when I'm not using these. And yeah, and basically that's it. Like it holds up really well with the Q-snap and everything, so I was pretty happy about that. I was under the impression, and I think Zeb was as well, I'm not 100% sure on that, so I was under the impression that you could fit a Q-snap in here. That was the only thing, but I think it may have been a little bit of lost translation from Russia to Russian to English. So yeah, go over to their website, have a look and see the beautiful designs that they've got. You won't be disappointed at all. And as I said, you can use a hoop and also a Q-snap and scroll frame with the tabletop one. So if you sit at a table, it's well worth the investment. I'm not even looking at any other frames. I am super happy with how this has turned out for me. So thank you, Zeb, for enabling me to buy this and doing all the research and pointing me in the right direction. We've subsequently had a few chats. She's received hers, and from what I can see, she likes hers too. So yeah, go over to the website, have a bit of a look. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. I really do hope that you enjoyed this little review on the Dubko frame. If you did, leave me a comment down below and give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it. And then that way you won't miss out on any future posts. As well as leaving me a comment, tell me, do you actually have a Dubko frame or are you thinking about getting one? So leave that down in the comments and I can have a little chat to you. If you've got any more questions, just shoot me a message. If not, head over to dubkofactory.com. They're also the same name on Facebook, and basically you'll be able to chat with the business owner there. They're very good at getting back to you, so if you've got any questions. All right, well, that's it from me today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.